calling it a love song.
Hey guys, it's Mary Jim and I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be how do people see you. So let's get straight into it. We have 6 piles here today. This is pile number 1. It says owl with like a blue background. Pile 2 says winter with an orange background. Pile 3 is a little llama, stuffed teddy bear. I think it's a llama anyways. Pile number 4 is a boulder bear, or looks like actually like a heating pad in a way. Like that you can put like, yeah. Pile number 5, we've got another stuffed animal. It looks like a raccoon, but I definitely could be mistaken. And then pile number 6 is a lipstick, wet and wild, and like it's like a darkish reddish color. I forgot the name, but yeah, burgundy. Yeah, that's the name, burgundy. So these are the 6 piles. Please pick as many as you guys would like. Please watch the entire video as well. I love you so much, and let's get straight into the video. What's up, star signs? Hey my gemstones, it's Mary Jim and I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be how do people see you, basically people's first impressions, but more so how do people see you. So it could definitely relate to strangers, it could relate to close people in your circle, friends, family, but either way it's a fun video. So you know, I love making these videos, I love watching these videos, and yeah, so remember to leave other video suggestions down below, and like write down also like how you interpreted the video, and like maybe like yeah, how you interpreted how it related to you and what didn't relate to you, because you know, I also like hearing things that didn't relate to you, because you maybe I say something and then you're like, actually that's not accurate. Like I feel like I'm the opposite. Like it's nice reading that stuff, because then people reading your comments also can relate to you in a way, and it's like we're making friends, we're just connecting up in here. But yeah, anyways, I love you guys so much, and let's just get straight into the video. Hey pile number 1, so how did people see you? Let's just get straight into the video. Okay, so you guys chose owl. Okay, so definitely people could see maybe you as someone where it's kind of like you maybe fit into people a lot, where it's kind of like maybe you're the glue in most relationships, or it's kind of like people just see you as like someone where it's like you like to bring people together in a way, you know, where it's like, yeah, you like bringing people together. So your song is How You Been by Kaylin Raps. Honestly, I really like your vibe. So we have the Not My Name upright, we have the water sign Scorpio, and I'm pretty sure Kaylin Raps is a Scorpio or like an Aquarius or something. We got the 3 of Cups that came in reverse, I mean upright, Justice in reverse, Ace of Cups that came in reverse, and then we have the King of Swords upright, and then the Knight of Wands is going to be the clarifier card. I'm so sorry about the dogs barking. Yeah. Okay, super sorry about that, but yeah, let's get straight into your reading. So how do people see you? Already I'm getting a lot of intense energy. I mean, we got a really major arcana card here. We got a water energy, so definitely you could be a water sign, pile number 1. But yeah, let's take a look at your song. Oops. Ugh, this is a scarf, guys. I'm so ghetto. I don't even have a tablecloth, but yeah. So your song is How You Been by Kaylin Raps. So you guys can read that. So it says, okay, let's focus again. How you been? Fear of holding on. Tell me, does it hurt or not? Bro, that's why I said Scorpio or Aquarius, because it's like either it hurts or freaking it doesn't, period. And then it says, why the if you can't decide? I'm changing up how you been, and we ain't gotta talk about the past. How you been? Wow, a lot of intense energy, pile number 1. So I think that people could definitely see you as someone where it's kind of like especially with the Not My Name, people could feel like maybe it's weird in a way where it's like people could feel like even when they are your friends, they could feel like there might be a day where maybe it's the end in a way, and that might sound like weird to say, but it's kind of like people might feel like they are in your life right now, but they feel like maybe they're not always going to be in your life. People could feel like they're not, yeah, people feel maybe like they're temporary in your life sometimes, especially with the 3 of Cups. You know, maybe you're a player or you come off like a player anyways, and people feel like, yeah, they just feel like you, like, yeah, they won't always be in your life. Basically people feel like the best way for me to explain this is I knew one Gemini actually, and I remember he was talking to this other water sign, a Scorpio, or water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, whichever zodiac sign, even maybe like a Capricorn or like an Aries, and they said basically they were like, you know, even if we don't end up together, like I still want to be your friend, or like I still want to like be in contact with you, you know, like I want to know what's gonna happen in your life. I want to know, oh my word, I have to link down this other video definitely from my mister. But it's like people just feel like they always want to be in contact with you, even if they know that like this is a temporary thing, you know. Maybe people get involved with you and like they know that like it's not gonna go anywhere, you know. People could feel like even if they get in a relationship with you, they know that like it won't last forever, you know. And that might sound like what, but I feel like you give off that energy where it's like maybe you give like bad boy vibes, bad girl vibes, bad whatever gender. But yeah, you give off the energy where it's like people see you where it's like King of Swords upright, like you aren't afraid to cut people off basically. You aren't afraid to speak your mind, you aren't afraid to just be yourself and say how you feel, you know. And people feel like people could feel like sometimes maybe your opinions are very, very, very strong, and maybe it doesn't always line up with the people in your surrounding circle. And people feel like because they don't think the same way as you, maybe you don't like them as much, you know. Maybe you live a certain lifestyle in a certain way, and people feel like because they don't live up to your standards or they don't live the same way as you, they feel like you might see them as like different, you know. Especially with the Ace of Cups, you know, people could feel like you don't like them, but it's like they think that they like you though, you know. But yeah, let me show you these two cards because I didn't even show you. So like I said, you could definitely be a Scorpio or a water sign. So it says not my name that came up, right? And then also with the water sign Scorpio, it says, if y'all can see, it says understand my eyes, not my opinions, period, you know, where it's like you could have very strong opinions, but I feel like, you know, deep down you're probably very reserved and very just like thoughtful, very caring and sweet person. But I really feel like you come off like the King of Swords, you come off like the Justice card, you know, you come off like the Knight of Swords. It's like this person is very guarded, but at the same time they're very charismatic, you know. I feel like you even could be like an extrovert, but I feel like you're a very guarded extrovert. Or if you are an introvert, you just seem like a very, yeah, you seem like an introvert, you know. But you could be an extrovert, but like you come off very guarded sometimes. But yeah, so your song says fear of holding on, and then Ace of Cups that came in reverse. That talks about you basically being able to move on from things and move on from people. So people could feel like that, yeah, they're temporary in your life, and people feel like you have amazing taste in music as well, definitely. They kind of see you as someone where it's like you could always say the right thing at the right time, basically, you know. Maybe you're very good at social interactions or something, because Swords energy talks about, you know, talking, communication, and air signs. And honestly, air signs are very good at communicating. Even though like air signs can be very awkward sometimes, but I feel like air signs are very good at communicating their thoughts. Same with, you know, if you are like a fire sign, a Leo, Sag, or an Aries, you know, you can dominate the conversation. And then like, you know, incorporating the water sign energy where it's like you can also bring the emotion. I think it's a very good thing. And now, sorry, like my mom's walking around. Now I'm shy. Okay, but yeah, I really feel like with Ace of Cups that came in reverse, it's kind of like it really all ties in. I think that's what makes you such an amazing person, because you got the intellect, and then you got the drive, and then you also got the emotion to back up that, you know. And maybe sometimes you back up your logic by emotions and you don't back it up by logic, but you're a very logical person. So it's like it's a very contradictory thing, because you could be someone that's very logical, or you come off very logical, but actually you probably like make most of your decisions based on your emotions, because we got the Justice card that came in reverse. Because obviously, you know, you could be a Libra like I said, but the Justice card talks about, you know, justice, talks about equality. And I feel like people could just feel like you are someone that does no wrong, like you're just like this amazing person or whatever. But then it's like, and I won't say you're not an amazing person, I just mean like people just see you as being like this hard rock person, or just like this person that isn't that emotional. But I think you make most of your decisions based on your emotions, you know, like you make it based on your judgment as well. Like you're someone where it's like one size does not fit all, you know. You could be someone that watches so many tarot videos and like just none of them resonate with you, and it could be because you're in new energy, especially with the Not My Name, you know. You're just in new energy where it's like it's saying you really have to start like, you know, broadening your horizon and like looking at other alternative things, you know. Maybe it's saying like, you know, keep watching my videos, but low-key it's like saying like maybe you should like watch not just tarot videos, but you should get into tarot yourself, you know. It's saying you should maybe try doing personality tests or something, because it's like it's saying that you're in like a different energy, like you're in new energy basically, you know. So yeah, things might feel like they don't resonate with you right now, but yeah. So yeah, people feel like you can move on from the past as well. And people feel like they're gonna be a part of your past pretty soon. Like people just feel like they probably won't be in your life that long, you know. Maybe people see you as like, you know, just like sitting in life, or just they see you moving away from people, or it's like people feel like they're gonna be disconnected from you in some sort of way, you know. Maybe you live a very dangerous lifestyle. Even with the Knight of Swords, you could be a very adventurous person, very charismatic, very like, you know, I wanna do this and this and this, and people feel like it's just gonna be a thing where it's like I said, your opinions and your views and who you are as a person just won't line up, or like it will cause you to separate with the people that you are close with right now, basically. King of Swords, does it hurt or not? So people could see you as someone where it's like you do get very emotional sometimes, but like not all the time. But maybe sometimes your emotions do drive you, but then other times you're, like I said, very stoic, very logical, very rational as well. So you could be someone that likes to rationalize your feelings, or people kind of see you as sorry, this like my mom's walking around. But yeah, sorry, anyway, people could see definitely you as someone where it's like, if maybe someone's having like a hard time, they're having like an argument or something, and they come to you for advice, you'll just be like, bro, just like shrug it off, like it's gonna be okay, you know. And they're like, bro, I need you to freak out with me, like, you know, freak out with me. Why are you being so, you know, like they're saying, I'll give me that adventure side of you, like, you know, I want to see that side of you, you know. So yeah, like you could have definitely had like a very crazy childhood or whatever, because I can see you definitely being way old. Like I can see you being like 65 plus, 70 plus, and yes, you still popping, whatever age you are, you still popping, period. And yeah, maybe back in the day you were like, you know, very like, ooh, you know, so like you know, doing the things, getting with the ladies or getting with whoever, you know. Three of Cups, that talks about playerish energy, and then the Knight of Wands, that talks about the charismatic vibe where it's like people are just endured people are just like, you know, like so into like you, basically, you know. People are like are really into you. So definitely, you know, the song Into You by Ariana Grande is coming up where it's like, I'm not gonna sing, why do I keep doing that, I can't sing to save my life. But yeah, I think people sometimes feel like they want to get that side of you where like you the old you know. People want your old you, but like you're like, bro, it's new, it's a new me, that's not my name anymore, don't refer to me as that person anymore, it's a new name, new person, new everything, you know. So yeah, people could feel like they do know you and they do understand you, but I think that actually the thing is they probably don't understand you. But then again, maybe you don't always understand yourself that much either, you know, because like I said, with the Justice in Reverse card, where it's like maybe sometimes you make spur of the moment decisions, and it's just based on how you feel in the moment and not more so on like logic or anything, you know. So yeah, that's how people see you, definitely. Yeah, you could be very irrational sometimes, or you can't make decisions sometimes, even with the Justice in Reverse. Yeah, like I feel like this is just like the main clarifier card, even though the King of Swords is the clarifier, but I think that's how they see you. But then this is who you actually are, you know. So yeah, you could sometimes be a bit indecisive. How you been, so people see you as someone where it's like they're gonna have to reach out to you one day, you know. Or someone might be wanting to reach out to you, but they just might be thinking that like it's not the right time, but they feel like if they were to reach out to you, you wouldn't even like want to talk to them anymore, you know. And yeah, that's why I say it's like, especially with this quote where it says, understand my eyes, not my opinions, because you might come off at the King of Swords, but I think that you genuinely do just want to connect with people. And yeah, and we ain't gotta talk about the past, period. This person wants to talk about the past, and you're like, bro, why do you keep bringing up the past? Like, it's new me, 2020, even though 2020 is almost over. And then it says how you been. So this person really is contemplating reaching out to you. But I think this is how one specific person sees you and still sees you, you know. Especially if I say like you are older, because, you know, like certain, like say now it's a parent or something like that, you know. Sometimes your parents only see you as like that little how can I say, let's just say like they little, I don't want to say it's gender specific because you could be any gender watching this, but like for example, me being a female, I'll say now you are their daughter, they only see you as like, you know, the little daughter, and they kind of stop seeing you grow. Like once you turn 7, they were like, you know what, you're 7 now, that's it. Like I only see you as being 7 years old, but like whatever gender, you know. But yeah, anyways, that's what I got for part number 4. I could go on a huge tangent, but definitely comment down below more about you, because this is very interesting, you know, and like I'd love to hear more about like you and like how you evolved as a person. But yeah, let's get into the next one. Hey, power number 2. So today's video is going to be on how do people see you. Let's get straight into the video. Like, guys, no more dilly-dallying. Let's just get straight into it. So you guys chose the winter card. Okay, so you could definitely be a winter baby. Maybe you're born in July, August, honestly. But then again, the seasons are different wherever you live. So, you know, take the reading as like how it resonates to you. But yeah, so your song is Getting Old by Black. Okay, honestly, very excited to see how do people see you. So it says, when you say it like that, we got the more stress time. Okay, more work, stress time. 4 of Cups that came upright. We have the Sun card that came in reverse. We have the 2 of Wands upright. The Moon card, yes. The 10 of Wands that came in reverse. This is honestly insane energy, guys. Like, bro, if y'all could feel this energy, oh my gosh, it's a lot. Okay, but I like it a lot though. So period, this is amazing. Like, let's get into your song. So like I said, Getting Old by Black. Okay, so here is the song. You guys can read it on your own. You guys can see my handwriting. So it says, okay, it says, showing you I love you cause going out is getting old. I'ma make breakfast. Going out is getting old. Wait, I'ma make breakfast. Yeah, going out is getting old. You can leave your man cause that nigga is getting old. Teach you everything you didn't know. Damn. Oh, and I'm black, so I'm allowed to say the N-word, just so you know. But you can see my hands. But yeah, anyways, so part number 2, how do people see you, honestly? And it's really weird, but I really feel like that song probably does resonate with you in a lot of ways, because I get the energy where it's like you could definitely be a very old soul. And even similar to power number 1, I said that you could be an older person watching this. So maybe you pick power number 1 and power number 2, but either way, I kind of feel like you have a very old soul, and I really feel like you're someone that resonates very strongly with the people in your surrounding self, you know. Like, if you like, you could be any zodiac sign. You could be like a water sign or a fire sign, because we've got a lot of wands here, but then at the same time we've got the cups and we've got the moon sign. So, you know, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, winter, you know, that talks about water, cold, and, you know, just like winter reminds me of water signs. Like, I don't know, like, it just is what it is. And summer reminds me of fire signs, and then autumn, yeah, earth signs. So I kind of feel like maybe you resonate a lot with your zodiac sign, or you resonate a lot with the people in your surrounding circle. Like I said, maybe it's kind of like, for example, if you are a fan of BTS, you know, the band. Like, I know my one friend, she's a Taurus, so you could even be like actually like an earth sign, because there is no earth sign energy, but I can see you being a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Sun, and then like your rising is like a water or something. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, you know, so she's really obsessed with BTS basically, you know, and she kind of sees all the people in the members of the band as parts of her soul in a way. And yeah, you know, like, she kind of sees it like, I don't know the names of BTS, I'm very sorry, but maybe you kind of resonate with people in a way where it's like you could have a best friend and your best friend is your smile, or you have a zodiac sign and you really resonate with it, you know. Or yeah, like, I just feel like you resonate a lot with like a lot of things, you know. So I feel like you can get attached very easily to people. Even number 2, like 2 talks about like attachment basically to other people. So yeah, I think you resonate to a lot of things in your life as well. So yeah, but let me show you these 2 cards. So it says more work, stress, and time. So, you know, you could be feeling very stressed out at work right now. You could feel like you're wasting time doing things. You could just feel like very overwhelmed by a lot of things. But then that's clarified by the 10 of Wands in reverse, which is honestly amazing energy. So yeah, I'll get into that in a second. And then also it says, when you say it like that, okay, period. So I think that you could be someone that definitely has a lot of sass, like a lot of sass, period. I think that, yeah, you have a lot of sass when it comes to you. I think you're very good at comebacks as well, you know. Like, if people probably ask you a lot to say like, oh, what should I text my crush? I don't know what to do about this. What should I do about this? Like, I can see you just like, you know, having the best comebacks and stuff like that, period. But yeah, I feel like you could be someone where it's like, yeah, you just resonate with like, maybe you resonate with people that are older than you, or yeah, it just feels like you like things that normal, like the norm, things that are considered the norm, you don't resonate to, you know. You could be an Aquarius. You could just feel like very indifferent to people around you, especially with the 2 of Wands, you know. That talks about waiting for people, that talks about waiting energy, and you could just be feeling like nobody truly understands you, and like there are aspects of yourself that like, yeah, people don't really understand about you basically. Or people could sometimes feel like you put on a show sometimes, you know, with the sun card that came in reverse, because the sun card that talks about, you know, like Leo energy, that talks, I mean, the strength card is Leo energy, but the sun talks about basically happy relationships, that talks about just being out of the open, that talks about being confident in your own skin. So maybe sometimes people feel like you put on a different persona. People feel like you put on an actor, you put on a show when you're around different people, you know. So you know, your work colleagues could see you differently than your friends see you, than how your family sees you, and I think that's completely normal. But people feel like maybe you take it to the next level, where it's like people just feel like they don't know you completely, you know, because two also talks about like mystery, you know, so you could be a very mysterious person. I mean, the moon card talks about, you know, mysterious, the unknown, and yeah, things you can't basically explain about yourself. So you could be, you know, very highly intuitive, and maybe people wonder like, but how did you know that, or like what did you do? And you're like, bro, it's the moon. I don't know, you know, the moon controls my zodiac signs, you know, look at my birth chart, period. And people are like, but no, like tell me what happened, and you're just like, bro, I can't explain it, you know. So maybe sometimes people feel like you keep things from them, like they're saying they want to know, you know, cold hard fact answers, and you just like beats around the bush sometimes, you know. So you could be a very indirect person sometimes, basically, you know. You could kind of be someone where it's like you might, okay, take what resonates, but maybe sometimes you give up before you even try or something, you know. Or you could feel like I remember I had this one Aries friend actually, and honestly she's such an amazing person, like love and light to her. But I remember she told me one time, she was like, I don't want to try, because if I try and I fail, that's gonna hurt way more than not trying at all, and like, you know, things ending up okay, basically. Like it could even be in school sometimes, you know, maybe you feel like you need to keep your persona of like, you know, not caring, not trying, because it works. But it's basically saying, you know, imagine if you did try though, like how much you would achieve. Because with the 10 of wands in reverse, I feel like people see you as like, you know, basically a very carefree go lucky person, even though the 10 of wands talks about, if it came upright, that talks about, you know, being overwhelmed, being stressed out, because that this is the stress card, you know. So people could feel like you're more stressed out and more like not as easygoing as you're letting on, basically, you know. So you could be someone that's like, yeah, just like you're people feel like they don't know you completely, basically, you know. And maybe you decided that people wouldn't understand you, you might have felt like you would get rejected, so you'd rather just like not try at all. But yeah, this came Minerva, so people kind of see you as like, you know, happy-go-lucky, like they see you some way, it's like, oh, you'll do things when you do them, you have your own way of doing things, you know, you're just very unique and very niche to your own as well. Like I think that's the word to describe you. You're very niche. Showing you I love you because going out is getting old. And then when you say it like that, like I said, you got sass, bro. Like I really feel like you could be very good with words, you know. Like if you're like, bro, I'm not sassy, like I keep everything to myself, you know, I can see you literally like, you know, having sassy comebacks like in your mind, but like not saying it aloud. Or you could say them aloud, period, you know. Like yes, period. Like I just feel like if you, especially like, you could be very like a good with words, or very like persuasive, very convincing, or like I said, just very sassy, you know. But yeah, people want to hear your opinion, they want to hear what you have to say. And it's basically saying, you know, go all the way. Like I'm definitely gonna link down something, it's a poem called Go All the Way, by Bukowski. I forgot, Charles Bukowski. Yeah, so you could definitely be a poet or something like that. And yeah, the Four of Cups talks about basically stability, that talks about getting your ducks in order, you know. So you could be trying to, you know, build a future for yourself right now. People can just see you, you know, doing things in the background, and you're not really telling people about it, you know. It's similar to like, you know, when like, you know, influencers say, oh hey guys, like, you know, I can't tell you what's going on right now, but like I'm working on like, you know, big things for you. And then you're always wondering like, what are they doing though? Like, but like just say what you're doing though, you know. So people could just feel like you're doing things behind their back, but like not in like a malicious way, just more like you're waiting for something, you're calculating something. So you know, you're very smart, and like you don't do things like, you think things through. You're very 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 smart. Like yeah, so it's saying, you know, be patient, or you seem like a very patient person, basically, you know. And it could sometimes take a long time for you to open up to people, especially with the moon card, you know. So people feel like, you know, it took a while for them to earn your trust, and I feel like they just feel like they need to be very delicate with it, because yeah, you know, at any moment you could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna take my trust back, I'm taking my love back, I'm taking all that love, just give it back to me because you don't deserve it, you know, let me just take it back, you know. But it's like you probably can't do that though. Yeah, you can leave your man cause that. Okay, so you could be someone where it's like people could feel like sometimes you could, yeah, I just feel like people feel like you could like you could take people's partners sometimes, but you choose not to, you know. Maybe you've been in situations where you have been like, you know, the side boo, the side thing, and they just feel like yeah, they feel like you could do that, you know, like they just feel like you have so much power to do whatever you want basically, and they're happy that like you don't do that, you know. Yeah, it's like I get the vibe where it's like it's talking about trust basically, you know, so people could see you as like, you know, a very trustworthy person as well. Yeah, very trustworthy person. Like, you know, the challenge that was going around where it was like there was, oh sorry, I like moved the mic, but the challenge where it was like there was a baby and then you had to leave like a snack in front of the child to see what the child would do, and you had to tell the child like, listen, don't eat the snack. I feel like you could be the baby and like you're just so obedient, like you'll be like, you know what, fine, I won't eat it. But at the same time, you know, a part of you is like but then again, everyone has that part of them that wants to, you know, indulge. But it's like I think you probably have the obedience to not do that, you know. You also could be very good at time management as well, and it's really saying if you aren't, it's really saying you should hone in on that and really try to just like perfect that one skill and then work from there, you know. Start with your work, then work on your stress, then work on that, you know, or vice versa, working from the bottom to the top. But you know, whatever works for you basically. But yeah, I really do like your energy though, like I really do. You could definitely be deeply connected with someone right now because I was talking about attachment. So yeah, there could be someone that you're just waiting for right now. And yeah, like I'm not gonna say that they're coming back because I don't see it happening. I can just see you're waiting for them. So it's really saying, you know, you just have to like see what's gonna happen, you know. Your story is still not over. And yeah, so let's get into pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. Hey guys, so pile number 3, how do people see you? Let's get straight into it. Okay, so you guys chose this cute little llama. Honestly, so freaking cute. Like you could definitely be a Scorpio. Honestly, I love Scorpios because they have the best sense of humor. Like honestly, like they just, yes, they get the vibes, they know the vibes, you know the vibes. You could be in a zodiac sign, but yeah, you know the vibes. So your song is Invisible String by Taylor Swift, bro. Like I said, you know the vibes, okay? So you could definitely be someone that can just pick up on people intuitively. So yeah, we have the Venus in the air sign. Okay, so you could definitely have a Venus in the air sign, or you come off like that. We have the moon in water sign. Okay, 7 of Cups upright. Wow, Knight of Cups upright. This is such an interesting pile, such an interesting, definitely very interesting. So we've got the 8 of Swords in reverse, and the clarifier card is the 4 of Cups that came in reverse. Yes, honestly, so freaking interesting. Like I'm looking at the dynamic of like the air and the water. Like it's very interesting. And then also the fire, how that plays in as well. But yeah, let's take a look at your song first. So Invisible String by Taylor Swift. Okay, so here's your song. The back of it. So let's read it together. It says, okay, can you guys see? Green was the color of the grass where I used to read at Centennial Park. I used to think I would meet somebody there. All along there was some invisible string tying you to me. Time, mystical time, period, bro. And the 7 does talk about time a lot, you know. So you know, you could be seeing a lot of synchronicities, you know, or just getting a lot of intuitive messages and dreams and stuff like that, you know. Or maybe someone told you like a very crazy story recently, you know. But it's really saying like look deeper into something, you know. If something is like, you know, if something or someone caught your eye, like look more into it. Like yeah, definitely look more into it. So let me show you these 2 cards. So you could definitely have a moon in water sign or Venus in air sign. So let's start off with the moon in water sign. So it says Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That could be your zodiac sign. Then it says my heart is in my thoughts. Okay, can you guys see that? My heart is in my thoughts. And then this card says Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, we're just getting started. Okay, so how do people see you? Very interesting. I mean, they see you as a very interesting person. Like, I literally said interesting like 5 billion times because I think you are such an enigma where it's like it's hard to pin you down as one person. I mean, bro, we got the Seven of Cups. That talks about having a very full personality. Where it's like you're very like I just get the vibe where it's like you have a full personality. Like you've done a full 180, a full 360. Like you're just full completely. Where I feel like like you're not just attractive, but I think you're also very interesting, like you don't have one trait and not the other, basically, where it's like you're smart, but then you're funny too. You're attractive, but then you have the personality to back it up as well, so it's like you're constantly breaking the boundaries, changing the narrative. You could be someone that's very empowering, or people just see you as like a very empowering person, especially with the Six of Wands in reverse. I think that maybe you feel like you've just always been very indifferent, or you could feel like actually no, I mean, Four of Cups talks about socializing, so you could be very like, someone like socializing, you like talking to people, you like meeting new people, you like connecting with people, you like being free, you like being yourself, you just seem very, carefree, like, life is my oyster. Like I was busy saying, yeah, I just feel like you seem like a very carefree, like very just like carefree person. But I think you're someone that likes to think a lot about a lot of things. Like I actually wonder what, like, if you maybe you took like the, what's it, like the Enneagram test or whatever, you could be like a ENFJ. I think that's what it's called, the ENFJ. Yeah, you could be that or something. But I feel like it's, yeah, or something. But yeah, like I feel like you could have like a very rare blood type or something, but it's like something about you just screams like something different about you. But yeah, so people see you as someone where it's like, where it says my heart, it's in my thoughts. I think people see you as someone where it's like you just follow your dreams and you do whatever you want. And like, especially like I said about changing the narrative, you are so freaking empowering, and it's really saying you need to see yourself in this light because, bro, I mean, look at the Eight of Swords, bro. Like, I forgot the magician that wanted to do this trick, but actually I feel like I should link this dude down, but like low-key I don't want to, but like I'll link a video down. Like Prince EA, if I find the video, he mentioned a video where it was like there was a guy who was trying to basically, he was locked in a cell for 24 hours and he said that he could get out of the cell, and like he knew a magic trick basically on how to do it, and then in the end like he didn't know how to do it and the doors opened the whole time. I don't know, there was some hidden meaning behind it, but yeah, like I said, look deeper into it. But with the Eight of Swords in reverse, I really feel like it's saying like this person seems like, they're wound up. Like if it came up right, that talks about, they can't see, they can't move, like all these things, everything was taken away from them. You could have come from like, poverty, you could have come from a place where it's like you had to build yourself up, you had to change your personality, like I'm getting like insatiable vibes where it's like, the TV show Insatiable, but like I get the vibe where it's like you had to change. And like, yeah, I just feel like you've like grown so much as a person, like I think it's safe to say like you've done the work on yourself, I mean, clearly. And like anyways, what I was trying to say was like this person, like they can't see, they can't do anything, but it's like you just keep breaking away your old shell all the time, you just keep being free, and it's like you move and you dance like no one's watching, like you glow like the sun doesn't even exist in your world, basically, and it's like such an amazing thing. But like on one end though, maybe sometimes people feel like you're a bit self-absorbed, but I mean, who wouldn't be? If I was you, I'd be self-absorbed too. But yeah, so it's like you just like dance and you move and you talk like nobody's watching you, like no one's about to judge you, like you just live your life like no one's judging you, period. And people like that about you, definitely. I think it's a very enduring quality and trait about you. And then we got the Four of Cups that came in reverse, and that talks about basically being very stimulating conversation. So I think people like that, like they can have stimulating conversations with you, and that they can have, yeah, people like that about you. I think something that maybe people are surprised about you is like when you speak about your interests. Sometimes, maybe people see you and they peg you to be a certain type of person into certain type of things, and then you basically just change their mind. Like I said, you change the narrative, and I feel like just you being yourself, that really does break different boundaries. Like honestly, you're so empowering, like it's very, very inspiring. So yeah, and then we got the Knight of Cups that came up, right? You could definitely be someone that is very idealistic fam. I was gonna say Pamela, is that your name? But period, bro. Knight of Cups, you could definitely be someone that is very idealistic, very romantic as well, you know. I mean, it even seems like the horse is busy talking, you know. You could be someone where it's like you like talking to animals, or in your free time you like hugging trees, or in your free time you like doing this, you like collecting this, you like making this. And it's like, it's just so different and out of the ordinary, and it just doesn't fit your character at all, you know. Like, who was this one person that I saw? Like, you could be like someone that's like, you know, super goth, but like you love collecting cute stuffed teddy bears like this, you know, or like anything, you know, where it's like you fit like this whole stereotype. Remember stereotype in inverted quotation marks? And it's like you just have something about you that's just like so different, and it's like, what, that doesn't even fit with your stereotype, like your narrative. And it's like, that's why I said it's so empowering, because you're breaking away from social norms, you're breaking away from like different boundaries, you know. And that's why it's so amazing, you know, because, you know, I think that you have very strong beliefs, and like you could believe that, like, you know, it doesn't matter about you know, how people peg you, it matters about how you see yourself, you know. So I think yeah, people see you in a very good light. Basically, they do see you in a very good light. If you're wondering, oh, do people hate me, blah blah blah, they don't, you know. You're good, you're Gucci, you know. But yeah, like I say, maybe sometimes they could see you as a bit like self-absorbed or self-involved sometimes, where it's like you think about yourself a lot and you like thinking about things a lot, but like they're saying maybe they want you to act more. And you know, the Knight of Cups does talk about taking action. I mean, it talks about offering your cup to someone, it talks about, you know, going the distance for someone, it talks about, you know, doing everything for someone that you love. And I think that you have that quality, you know. You will do just about anything for the people that you love, but at the same time, you probably are in love with like 8 billion different people in the world. So it's like, that's where it's like a bit hard to say now, because you have such like a, you know, a genuine heart and like such an amazing person. Like I said, you have this like die hard energy, but at the same time it's like you're so the Seven of Cups, man, like that talks about like, in some cases the seven of cups can talk about, you know, an unfaithful spouse, but that also can talk about basically just wanting so much for yourself. You know, you could just feel like you need to have like, you know, the best life, the best this, the best this, the best this. You could even definitely be like an Aries, but I feel like you've just done a lot of work on yourself, you've done a lot of shadow work on yourself, and it's very, like I said, very empowering. And yeah, so it's like you have this diehard energy, but it's like you are in love with so many people and you like so many different things and you have such different interests, where it's like, bro, you're gonna like die hard for all these people now, like what's clapping now, you know what I mean? And clapping is like South African reference, like what's happening. So if someone says what's clapping, it's like what's happening, what's happening. I'm a savage. Classic. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But yeah, Six of Wands in reverse, people could just feel like sometimes that you are just a bit too idealistic sometimes, you know, with the Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah. But yeah, they definitely see you as very, 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 very attractive, 1000%. Like, bro, use poppin', period, you know. Period, period, period. What else am I getting? And you know, we do got the greens here, the synchronicities of the greens coming in as well, definitely. And like even the stone, this crystal is green, so you could be someone that like you look very nice in green as well. Yeah, like I said, you're very, very intelligent and very smart as well. And even here, I used to think that we would meet I used to think that I'd meet somebody there. And then the Four of Cups, you know, that talks about meeting someone somewhere, you know. But I think the thing is, you might sometimes feel like you could be somewhere it's like you're very idealistic, but like you always get disappointed by people, you know. So maybe that kind of changed you in a way that made you a bit more I don't know how to say it, where it's kind of like maybe you were hurt in the past, so you became a bit of like a player or something, you know, or something along those lines. Basically, all along there was some invisible string tying you to me. It's kind of like when you realize that you were the main character of your movie the entire time. So yeah, like I said, very idealistic, very dreamy energy. And then it says time, mystical time, and that talks about, yeah, time and how much you've grown. So it's really saying, you know, if you're someone that isn't very nostalgic, it's really saying go back to your roots, you know. If you have like old pictures, like, you know, go through them. Like I feel like people look at people that are very like nostalgic and very emotional, and like it has such a negative connotation. But it's good to look back sometimes, you know, like people say don't live in the past, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, true, don't live in the past, but you're allowed to freaking look, just don't stay, you know. So it's really saying like, if you are nostalgic, go look at old pictures of yourself and like, you know, poke fun at yourself, make fun of yourself, don't be too serious all the time. And yeah, look back sometimes, but like, yeah, like I say, don't stay too much. But yeah, I think that, you know, you definitely have a lot of admirers. I mean, Seven of Cups, Knight of Cups, you know, you seem like a very cool, chill person. I think a lot of people do like you and gravitate towards you. But yeah, let's get into the next one. Hey guys, so pile number 4, how do people see you? Let's get straight into it. So honestly, pile number 4, don't tell any of the other piles, but you guys are definitely my special pile. I don't know why, but like spirit is freaking telling me, like, bro, spirit, like, you know, tarot itself, like, I don't know who's telling me, but like they're saying basically like you're special, and like I needed to tell you like you are special. Maybe you needed to hear that, maybe I needed to say it or whatever, but like, you're special, bro. I think it's really saying you're special, you know. Like for some reason, like I'll get into your reading now. For some reason, I'm thinking about the song called Ain't Your Mama. I'm gonna link it down below, where like Jennifer Lopez, like she screams out the window, where she's like, I ain't your mama, and then everyone screamed out the window like, I ain't your mama. It's like, I don't know, like it's such a beautiful moment, such a beautiful song, and you're so beautiful and amazing. But okay, let's get straight into it. Okay, so this is your stone. Actually, it came in 2. Like, that's why you're so special, bro. Like, I needed to okay, you're meant to be, okay. So pile number 4, how do people see you? So your song is Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish. Oh, okay. So we got Speaking Up, that came up, right? We have, oh yes, fire sign in Venus. Ugh, guys, I don't know why I love Venus in fire sign. Like, ugh, I don't know, something about it, bro. 10 of Wands upright. We got the 5 of Swords upright. We got the Queen of Pentacles upright. We got the 9 of Wands, and the clarifier is the 9 of Cups, bro. That is synchronicities. I mean, we got the, look at that dynamic duo, fam. The different vibrations. Okay. Like, this feels like kind of like a crossover episode, you know. Maybe you could be a tarot reader watching this right now, and it feels like, yeah, it feels like a crossover, where it's like the seats are turned now, where it's like I'm reading for you, whereas usually you read for other people. And if you're on a tarot reader, it's like, maybe I just feel like the tables are turned somehow. So yeah, let's get into your song. So Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish, okay? And definitely listen to the song, link down below. So it says, I've been watching you for some time, can't stop staring at those ocean eyes. Burning cities, no fear, you really know how to make me cry. I'm scared, I've never fallen from quite this high. Period. So pile number 4, how do people see you? Okay, let's first look at these 2 cards. So it says Speaking Up and then Venus in fire sign. So definitely you could have a Venus in fire sign. Sag, Leo, or Aries, or you could just basically exude like, you know, that fire, very fiery energy in the bedroom with people. And honestly, it's a turn on, bro. It's a huge turn on. So it says, it took a while and went by so quick. Okay, wow. And then it says Speaking Up, they came up, right? Speaking up. So yeah, like I'm definitely getting fire sign energy, or like you could be an Aries rising, Aries sun. Like I'm just getting like Aries Mercury or something, you know, where it's like, yeah. So how do people see you? Very interesting. I mean, let's start off with like the Speaking Up and the 10 of Wands upright. So I think people definitely see you as someone that is very like just very fiery, and it's weird because it's called Ocean Eyes, you know, that talks about like the water. But I feel like it's like, yeah, like I just feel like people see you as someone that's just so fiery. Like even like I said about like at the beginning, where it's like you can be screaming, like I just feel like people see you as like, you know, such a loud person. Like I just feel like you could be like a jokester, a prankster, like you're always making people laugh. You never take people too seriously, like definitely, bro. You could even be like a Cancer. Like I feel like you don't take people seriously sometimes. Yeah, you don't take nobody seriously, and you don't put up with anyone's bullshit, period, bro. You could be a Virgo as well, definitely, with the Queen of Pentacles, period. Virgo sun, Libra rising. But yeah, Speaking Up, I feel like people just feel like you are just always talking. Like you could be a very talkative person, and at the same time I feel like you also are an amazing listener. But maybe sometimes people feel like you listen a lot to people, but they feel like even though you do listen, in a way, maybe they sometimes feel like you. Okay, I'm gonna link down another video. I'm gonna do so many links for this video, yo guys. That ain't even funny, but this is other YouTuber. He made like a Gemini thing. I forgot what it's called, but like I'm gonna link it down below. Maybe sometimes people feel like you listen to them just so that you can, like, I don't know, like sometimes people feel like you're all listening to them, but like it just goes in one ear and out the other, you know. So sometimes people feel like when they're busy explaining something to you, like you don't really pay attention to them, you know. So maybe your partner feels a bit neglected by you sometimes, but neither you nor them. So yeah, people see you somewhere where it's like you love to speak your mind, you love to just like basically speak, you know, and like lift people up, and you love just like, yeah, you love being there for people. Like you seem like such a reassuring and a fun person to be around, like bro, period. Like you seem like such an amazing person. But at the same time, I feel like you could be someone that's just very defensive, you know. I feel like you don't like it when people, you know, bring you down, or when people try to lower your vibration. You don't like it when people try to, like, you know, bring any bullshit or anything to you, you know. And like take what resonates, but I feel like people feel like sometimes that you want them to be perfect around you, you know. Maybe you're some way it's like you're just a very, like, especially you could be like a Cancer, like I said, or you could be 80 zodiac sign, but I think maybe sometimes you want people to act in a certain way, or people feel like they have to act like a certain way when they're around you sometimes, you know. Maybe they feel like they have to be more extroverted around you, they feel like they have to be more rude around you, or maybe sometimes people see you as like, you know, being a bit rude sometimes, you know, a bit standoffish sometimes, because maybe you cut people off when they speak or something. And you know, that is the fire sign energy, but I feel like at the same time, wait, is I've been watching you for some time, can't stop staring at those ocean eyes. And then you got the Five of Swords, and you know, the Five of Swords talks about basically deception, you know. That talks about people could feel like, okay, but I feel like people might be getting the wrong impression from you with the Nine of Cups in reverse. People could be seeing you as someone where it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, maybe people, okay, take a resonance, I'm really sorry guys, but people could see you as someone where it's like maybe sometimes you're a bit stuck up sometimes. And the thing is, I think that people only say that because they've heard from other people that you're gossiping about them. Because the Five of Swords, this person looks like they've been gossiping, you know, they look like they've been saying some stuff about you, you know. But the thing is, I think, especially if you are an extrovert, you know, well, not even extrovert, I just feel like people feel very defensive around you, you know. People feel like you know something about them and you aren't telling them. And I've said this in a previous reading where it's kind of like, yeah, maybe you're just very intuitive, or maybe you do know things about them, but it's like you're not going to tell them, you know. So maybe sometimes people just feel like you act unfair towards them, you know. Or yeah, people could feel like they want you to give more of yourself in a relationship, but you're like, bro, I'm not gonna give you any more. Like, that's it, you know. You get my name, my last name, that's it. Like, don't expect me to love on you, don't expect me to clean up after you, don't expect me to do this and this and this. Like the song Ain't Your Mama, bro, period. But then like it's such a weird dynamic where it's like the song is talking about, you know, love, and you really know how to make me cry, and I've never fallen from quite this far, I'm scared. And then another side of you was like, don't freaking come at me with this BS, like I ain't about to do this and this, I ain't your mama, period, you know. So that's why I think your fire sign comes out, you know. So people kind of feel like if they get on your bad side, you get, they're like, nope, I don't want to get on your bad side, you know, because you have a side of you where it's like, ooh, you know, like maybe it's a bit scary sometimes. But at the same time, I think that a lot of people kind of like that about you, though, because although this person might be gossiping about you behind your back, it's like they're still smiling and they're still trying to make sure that no one else is gonna, like, you know, how can I say, hurt your feelings, you know. Like you know the quote, well, not the quote, but like some people say like, oh, that's my best friend, only I can be rude to her, only I can be a bitch to her, you know, because I keep it real with her. And I feel like people kind of feel like the same way with you, where it's like you might be rude sometimes, but you're only rude to your friends, you know. Or it's not even rude, but like you're just being your natural self, you know. And some people don't like that, you know. But I think, and at the same time, it's like you might, you know, have your own flaws with the Five of Swords. But I think a lot of people like to look at this card as like, you know, somewhere where it's like, oh, this person's rude, like look, they stole these stores, now they're busy crying. But this person is still looking back, you know. It's like, if they were really a terrible person, they would have just like taken the swords and ran away. But it's like, this person is still making sure that like no one's looking out, like no one's gonna go after their friend, you know. So I think people see you as somewhere where it's like, you know, you might have your flaws, but like you are genuinely a very good person that like doesn't want anyone to get hurt, you know. Or not get hurt, but it's like you're a genuine person. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. You're a genuine person. And yeah, people know that like you have a soft side of you, you know. You might be very defensive and like cold when people first meet you with the Nine of Wands, you know. That talks about basically being very defensive energy, you know. It talks about having your guard up. That talks about also sometimes not wanting to get in a relationship. That talks about, yeah, you know, pushing people away from you. So sometimes maybe people feel like you push them away from you, and they feel like it takes a lot of effort on their side. With the Ten of Wands, they feel like it takes a lot of effort on their side to get close to you sometimes. And people feel like it's just really hard to get to know you sometimes. But I think that they also know that like genuinely, like, you know, you have a soft spot, you know. Maybe sometimes like you feel lonely, you know, and like they know that, you know, like they know that like you're going through something, so it's like they don't hold it against you. Or they know that like you're stressed out at work right now, you know, and it's like you won't open up about it, but like, yeah, you won't open up about it, you know. And it's kind of like, you know, in movies where like the mean girl, how can I say, yeah, like the mean girl, they always have their own story, you know. And I'm not saying like, oh yeah, like you're this mean girl, like you're doing this. It's like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that like there's a humanized, grounded aspect about you that like you don't see in a lot of people, you know, where it's like you show both sides of people. Because it's like, why would you want to hide your ugly from people? It's like, why? You have to be your complete and authentic self. And it's like some people won't like that, you know, period. And it's better to rather just be yourself and say how you feel than be a cookie cutter, you know. But yeah, now I feel like I'm turning bitchy, but I'm like, I'm being a bitch now, sorry. But yeah, people definitely see you as being very well off, you know. People see you, sorry again about the mic, people see you as someone where it's like I said, a bit guarded sometimes, but they know that it's like you truly do want the best for yourself. Though I feel like you thought I was gonna say you want the best for other people, you want the best for yourself, and that's not a bad thing, you know. If you have high expectations for yourself, that's not bad, but it's like just don't take it to the extreme where it's like it's unrealistic, you know. So people feel like you want the best for yourself, you know, like you want to have a good life, you want to have good things happen to you, you want that stuff, you know. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that for you, you know. Like you could be a fire sign, like, bro, period. And there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. There's nothing wrong with, you know, liking pretty things, you know, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, you know. People could judge them and say, oh, but now look at you, you're just after money, you're just after this. And it's like, bitch, yeah, and like like, so what, you know. You worked your ass off. Ten of Wands, you know, you worked your ass off, bro. Like you had to, like, you worked your ass off, bro, like, period. Like I just feel like you're such a hard worker, period. And I feel like genuinely people can see you as someone where it's like maybe sometimes you get a bit scared sometimes. And it's like at the end of the day, I think you just want someone that really just understands you and understands your mood swings, understands your good days, your bad days, and someone that just like, yeah, that you can just gel with nicely, you know. You could definitely be a Virgo as well, definitely. Because like I said, some people feel like they're being isolated by you sometimes, and maybe you want someone where it's like you don't have to constantly reassure them, you know. Maybe your friends and family have like their love languages or words of affirmation, and it's like you don't want to constantly tell them, listen, I love you, I appreciate you. Sometimes you just want to, you know, chill out and like not have to be wondering, oh, da da da, and like having all these responsibilities. But it's like you do have responsibility, you're a very responsible person. But yeah, I really do like your energy though. Like I really hope that it resonated. That comment down below more about you, you know, DM me or something if you don't want to comment below as well. But genuinely, I think you're such an amazing person, and I feel like you do a lot of good things for people, but like you do it behind the scenes. Maybe you don't want people to know that actually you're genuinely like a nice person, but like you rather would like keep it under wraps, you know, like you'd rather keep it behind the scenes. So yeah, you're a very low-key person. Like you seem like, you know, super low-key, super like, oh yeah, you know, like let's sync up, let's do this and this. Like it's not a big deal to hang out with you. Like it's not like some huge shebang, you know. It's like, oh chill, we're chill, like, oh yeah, you know. So yeah, I think people like that about you as well. But let's get into the next one. Hey guys, so pile number 5, how do people see you? Let's get straight into it. Like, let's not even like dilly dally, let's get straight into it. So pile number 5, how do people see you? So your song is Skin by Dajon. Okay, I definitely said his name wrong, Dajon, but okay. So we got the After 9 p.m. that came out by, we have Tell You 4. Okay, we have the 5 of Swords that came out by. Wow, very intense energy, you know. We've got the 5, we've got the 5, so already I'm seeing synchronicities. Okay, ooh, okay. And then we got the 9, then we got the 9. How many like, you could definitely be a witch, bro. You could be a witch, you could be very spiritual. Yeah, I think pile number 5, you guys are my spiritual deck. We got the 4 of Swords in reverse, period. King of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Wands in reverse. Witch energy, bro. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Please, yes. Okay, so let's take a look at your song first. So like I said, Skin by Dajon, link down below. So it says, can you guys see? Okay, yeah. We're burning now. I come alive when you tease me with heat and wet skin. Flesh and bone turn your body close, and your body's close. And then in brackets it says personal space. Because I was literally just saying, like, can you guys like come, just like come, and they're saying no, give me personal space. Okay, so it's very interesting. But immediately I get the vibe where it's like you could be someone, like, just right back the 9 of Swords in reverse. Like, actually all the cards, like, I get the vibe where it's like pile number 5, you could be someone where it's like you take a while to process your emotions sometimes, you know. Let me move the camera a little bit so you guys can see a bit better. But yeah, you could be someone where it's like you take a long time to process your emotions, especially if you are like an Aquarius or like a Leo. Like, I can see you being an Aquarius sun, Leo rising, or like Libra rising, and then like maybe like a Libra moon. And like, bro, like, yeah, I get the vibe where it's like you struggle sometimes comprehending your own feelings, and just, yeah, you struggle with like, yeah, feeling sometimes and expressing your feelings to people. And yeah, like, a side note could be like, don't kill me or anything, but like, I get the vibe where it's like, I'm sorry, I have to bring it up, it's an ex, guys. I know I said it, the E word, the X, but I'm just gonna say it for like a second. With the 5 of Swords, that talks about separation from someone. So maybe you recently had a breakup with someone, and I think maybe it's basically saying like you could have been in love with someone and you just never told them, you kept it to yourself and you let it basically eat up at you. But that's all I'm gonna say. I won't say anything else about them. This is how people see you. So I think pile number 5, how do people see you? They kind of see you as someone where it's like, with the 4 swords that came in reverse, that's going to be the clarifier along with like these cards. But people see you as someone where it's like you had to do a lot of healing in your time, you know. Like I said, especially if you are like a witch, or you do like witchcraft or something, or you're very spiritual, you pray a lot, you're very religious, whatever you believe in, whatever you practice, you know, practice makes perfect, you know. Like, I feel like people just feel like you've done so much healing on your own, and like just in general, you know, because the 4 swords upright, that talks about healing, that talks about basically having the ideal situation. It talks about, you know, say now for example it's exam soon and like you have to start studying, but now you want to study, but it's like at home your parents are arguing, it's loud, your siblings are in your room, you can't, it's load shedding, it's like there are so many complications where it's like you can't have the ideal studying place. So it's like you had to make your own way, but you still had to study. So it's like you found your own way to basically MacGyver and find a way around it, and like just achieve your goals and do what you needed to do, you know. You don't mind getting your hands dirty when it comes to doing what you need to do. And I think that's something that people definitely admire about you. It's kind of the vibe where it's like you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you don't mind doing the thing that people don't want to do, you don't mind, like I said, getting dirty, getting in there, you know, really getting in with yourself, really having those tough conversations with yourself and with other people, you know. Because actually, especially if you're like a fire sign, yeah, Aries, Leo, Sag, because I remember I was friends with like this one Aries person, and like we were really good friends, and eventually we were like, okay bro, like I know, like the thing is, even if it's a friend, even if it's not even like your partner, it's like we were like, bro, we have to talk about our beliefs. And I remember it was such a touchy subject, because it was like, okay, we have to talk about what do we feel, like what do you believe in, like do you believe in, like, I'm not about to get religious up in here, but it's like you have to be like, okay, like what do you believe in, what don't you believe in, da da da. And it's like, I think people just see you as someone where it's like you don't mind having those tough conversations, And yeah, you know, like I feel like maybe you've just had a lot of people that have left you in your life. You know, like I feel like with the Five of Swords, that talks about, like I said, separation anxiety. That talks about separation, leaving someone. It talks about breakups. It talks about, you know, things stinging, things hurting, and excuse me, it talks about you healing from it, but like healing from it in a way that like makes you feel comfortable, you know, because like I said, you didn't have the ideal living space or the ideal environment or the ideal resources to heal and do the things that you wanted to do, so you had to basically do it yourself, you know. And yeah, I think that's like such an amazing thing to do though, where it's like you knew what you had to do, so you had to do it no matter what, you know. It's like, of course you would have wished that, like, you know, you could have just done it at home and like had a quiet environment, but it's like, nope, you had to go out, you had to do this, you had to do this. And I think another thing with the night after 9 p.m, I get the vibe where it's like you've done things in your past that maybe you regret sometimes, you know, with the 9 of after 9 p.m. People feel like you've just done things that you regret that you just don't bring up anymore, you know. Like I feel like you've, like, yeah, I think you just do things and you don't really like to speak about it afterwards, you know. So like I said with the analogy about like you having to study for a test, maybe, and then people will ask you, oh, like how did you end up studying, because I remember you said like you couldn't study at home, and then you don't want to tell them what you actually had to do, you know. So maybe sometimes you keep the truth from people because it's like, tell you for what, like, bro, why do I have to tell you my entire life story? Like, you don't have to know, you know. And yeah, like you don't have to tell them shit, sorry for my language, but you don't have to tell them shit, bro. Like you don't owe anybody shit, period. And I really feel like sometimes people feel like they see you as kind of like someone where it's like they wonder, what have you truly been through? Like what was it really that happened that day, that night, you know? Maybe, like I said, you had a friendship breakup or you had a conversation with someone and they're like, what happened, you know? It's like people are so stuck in your business, they want to know your business, bro, period. I mean, especially if you are a Taurus, Aquarius, a Leo, period, bro. And did I say Libra? Because Libra rising, Libra Venus, period. That's like people are just stuck in your business. They just want to know everything about you, bro, period. Yeah, they're definitely obsessed with you. And then it says we're burning now, and then we got the Wands energy, so definitely you could be a fire sign. And then it says I come alive when you tease me. So like I said, I just feel like people just feel like they want to know more details, you know. Maybe when you explain something to people, you're just like, you know, you keep it as minimal details as possible. Like you're super vague sometimes. You could definitely be a Scorpio as well, you know. And like I said, Scorpios are just undercover fire signs, period, bro. Like like a Scorpio is a freaking fire sign. Like don't even at me, like, yes. Sometimes, okay, sometimes. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, people feel like sometimes you're very vague, and yeah, you don't like getting too much into detail and touching on too much subjects, because even I was like, I don't want to mention the E word, you know, because I feel like a lot of people don't like it when they come in readings, and like I don't like it either when I'm doing a reading and then someone mentions, like, you know, the E word, and it's like, bro, get up out of here, like, no, bro. So I feel like people just feel like, yeah, you don't like getting into like you don't mind getting you don't mind getting into the nitty-gritty of things, but only when it's on your own terms. Like I said, you know, given any other circumstance, you would have done that thing, but because you weren't given that opportunity, you had to find your own way to do something, you know. Yeah, like I hope that makes sense, because I get the vibe where it's like it's coming in riddles, pile number 5. So you could definitely be like someone that you speak in riddles, you speak in metaphors, or you're still trying to figure out your beliefs, you're still trying to figure out things about yourself, you know, like you don't know yourself completely. And you might still look for validation from people that are in, like, yeah, from the outside basically, and not from yourself. So it's saying, you know, you don't need validation from anyone except yourself. But with the 9 of Swords in reverse, I feel like you might be trying to just really come to terms with who you are as a person, and, you know, who you love, what you believe, what you don't believe. And you're just trying to basically, you know, find yourself, discover yourself. And I think it's such a beautiful thing, you know. Yeah, it really is. I think you're really trying to discover yourself and find out, like I said, what means the most to you, what doesn't mean the most to you. And then, yeah, it says flesh and bone turned your body close and your body's close, personal space. So with the Page of Wands in reverse, that talks about personal space right now. You could, like I said, people could feel like you aren't in their life anymore, you know, because the 5 does talk about separation and breakup. so maybe you aren't in a lot of people's lives anymore. And it's kind of like, it's hard to say, where it's like maybe you moved away from somewhere, or it's like you just left out a huge chunk of your life, and like you didn't even like think twice about it, you know. You were like, I had to do that, you know. Like, I just feel like you've done something and like people don't know about it, you know. It's like you're keeping a secret to yourself, or like, yeah, you're keeping a secret from people, and people definitely see you as someone where it's like they could know more about you, you know. Like, you could open up more, or yeah. But like I said, you are trying to find yourself, and people find that very amazing, you know, how you're trying to find yourself, and how you do it on your own terms. Like I said, like, you do everything according to how you feel you should do it, you know. Like, you won't let anyone tell you like how you should live your life, basically. And the King of Wands in reverse, yeah. But sometimes, maybe, like I said, I think you're waiting to get to the point where you don't ask for validation. But I think right now, maybe sometimes you still do seek validation sometimes. Because King of Wands in reverse, because the King of Wands does talk about authenticity. I mean, the Queen of Wands talks more about authenticity, but the King of Wands also the same. But the thing is, they can be more persuaded by people around them. And because it's came in reverse, that means like massively persuaded by people around them. So sometimes people feel like you just follow the crowd and you don't really make your own decisions sometimes, basically. Yeah, people might just be wondering, like, do you know what you're doing sometimes, you know? Maybe people sometimes feel like you're in over your head sometimes as well. But I think with the Page of Wands that came in reverse, they also feel like you lack experiences in some things, but I think at the same time they feel like you've also been dealt different cards than other people have been, you know. So like I said, that's why I think it makes you different, because it's like you are different, you know. But yeah, I just feel like, yeah, like your life isn't the norm, you know. Like, you want, like, okay, I'm bored now, and then you live your life, you work at this, you do this. Like, I feel like your life is just like not the normal conventional worker 9 to 5, 9 of swords to a 5 of swords. It's like, no, bro, why must you work in a 9 to 5 of swords, bro? It's like, that's just pain and more pain, like more pain and less pain. It's like, nah, they all seem the same to me. It seems like pain to me. Like, nah, fam. So I just see you as like, you know, trying to find yourself and trying to do something that makes you happy and fulfills you. And people are like, you know, that's really cool that you're doing that. But now people are like leeching onto you. They're trying to be like, but now I want to be like you too now. Or like, oh, I want to be in your life too now. It's like, bro, you left me now. Why do you want me back now? It's like people are trying to come back into your life, and it's like, bro, like, know your place, you know. So it's like, definitely, I feel like I can see a lot of people coming back into your life whenever you're watching this, but like maybe like in December time, November time, or like, I don't know, the next 3 months, people are trying to come back into your life, and it's really saying, remember why you left them, remember why things ended, and yeah, remember what serves your purpose, and like definitely keep going on this journey of finding out who you are and like loving yourself, because I think you're definitely on the right path. You really are. It might seem like you're like a long way from your goals, but it's really saying you're on the right path. So this is honestly such an amazing read. Like, definitely comment down below more about you, because I love you. I'm rooting for you. I'm freaking rooting for you, pile number 5. I love you. Let's get into pile number 6. Hey, pile number 6, let's get straight into it. How do people see you? Bam, bam, bam. Like, I was getting like, you know, a party music, like, bro, you know, got the yellow citrine up in here. And honestly, whenever I see this crystal, or like whenever, yeah, bro, this just reminds me of like, you know, happiness. So you could be a very happy person, or like I can just see you being very happy and genuinely smiling and laughing and just being happy, bro. Like, honestly, I'm happy for you. So let's get straight into it. So your song is, what is your song? Okay, It's Not Like Me by Laura Marano. Okay, so, and bro, Laura is a Sagittarius, and we got Sagittarius, so, you know, yes, okay, I can see your dating life being amazing, bro. Like, because I get the vibe where it's like you could be dating your twin flame, or you could be dating someone that's just very compatible with you, or you could just be in a very good dynamic flow right now where it's like, you know, the sweet spot sometimes where it's like when you go get popcorn and then like you just put it just enough butter salt, like just enough. Yeah, the best feeling. So we have the feels the same, yes, bro. Okay, so we got the Queen of Wands, yes. Okay, we got the High Priestess in reverse, 8 of Pentacles that came in reverse. Okay, we got the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the clarifier card is the Five of Pentacles. Okay, yes, I love it. So let's get first into your song. Okay, how do people see you? So like I said, Not Like Me by Laura Marano, Austin and Ellie. Okay, so it says, take a chance, take my hand, maybe introduce me to your girlfriend. She seems nice. Oh my word, this is okay. She seems nice. You got good taste. We're alone. Let me take it slow. Let's take it slow. Your stupid charm. It's so not like me. Period, bro. So definitely listen to the song because I think it's definitely gonna resonate with you guys. Like period. But yeah, let me first, excuse me, show you the cards. So why am I like slurring? So for Sagittarius, it says, I thought you cared. You thought I cared, don't you? So you could definitely be a Sagittarius. I thought you cared, don't you? And then also it says feels the same. Okay, so that talks about mutual feelings basically, you know. So pile number 6, I kind of feel like the energy where how people see you, they kind of see you as someone where it's kind of like, you know, you're very, because the Queen of Wands talks about, and actually I was just talking about the Queen of Wands in pile number 5, so maybe you watch pile number 5 as well, but either way, that talks about basically authenticity, that talks about being true to yourself, and the song literally is called Not Like Me. So people kind of feel like sometimes you do basically the most for the people that you are in a relationship with. Like I think you put yourself in situations that just make you feel uncomfortable, but you do it because you do it for the relationship sometimes, you know, especially with the Sagittarius. I feel like Sagittarius people can be some of the most sacrificial people that I know. Like I knew one Sagittarius, and honestly, like they're just like, yeah, very sacrificial, you know, like very kind, loyal, amazing partners, you know. I think, yeah, they really are like amazing partners, and like they don't mind like, you know, settling down, like actually having a long-term relationship. They just need to meet someone that is actually worth their time, you know. And I think people see you like that, where it's like they see you as someone where it's like it takes a lot for someone to basically get your interest, you know. Like maybe you are someone that gets bored by everyone and everything, you know, like yellow citrine. That's like happy energy where it's like it takes a lot for you to basically want to settle down, be with someone. But I think you do want that, you know. People kind of feel like they've already pegged you. People feel like you're kind of like an open book basically, or they just feel like they already know how you feel and your vibe just by meeting you basically, you know, because you could, like I said, be an open book, because Sagittarius people for the most part are actually open books, you know, like fire signs are like open books except for Leos and sometimes Aries. Okay, it's just you Sagittarius, it's just you guys. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I feel like where it says take a chance, take my hand, and then the High Priest that came in reverse, it's kind of like you might have turned your back on someone or something because yeah, I think you might have, I was gonna say because of something, but I think you might have just like, you know, turned your back on someone or something, and I think you just did it because you felt like doing it, and maybe people feel like that was a bit heartless of you sometimes, but at the same time I feel like you, it's weird because High Priest is in reverse. Like this tells me where it's like, because it came in reverse, that talks about, I mean, if it came upright, that talks about balancing your light and your dark. But because it came in reverse, that tells me where it's like maybe you made a decision to do something or say something, and you knew you shouldn't have done it, but you did it because you needed, because you felt like you had to, you felt like you wanted to do it, you know. And the song says here, maybe introduce me to your girlfriend. So, you know, maybe you got involved with someone that was in a relationship. Page of Pentacles in reverse, someone that didn't want to commit to you, and people kind of see you as someone where it's like I said, you do anything for a relationship basically. Well, not anything, but it's like people feel like sometimes you lose yourself in relationships sometimes, or like sometimes you go in and out sometimes, you know. Maybe they feel like sometimes you're very detached, and then other times you seem very present. Like I'm definitely getting Gemini energy where it's like some days you seem like, you know, just very out of, but then other days you seem very driven, very focused. And I feel like whenever you are happy and stuff like that, people are like, oh, it's probably because you're talking to someone. Or people just are always assuming that you're in a relationship or that you're talking to someone. I mean, you could definitely be a Taurus, honestly. Like, bro, Taurus people get in so many relationships, bro. So yeah, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. People are always assuming things about you, bro, period. They're always assuming that you're talking to someone, that you're making this much money, that you're doing this, you're talking to this person, that you're doing this. And it's like, wow, guys, seriously. And then it says, she seems so nice, she got good taste, period. Queen of Wands, it came up right. People see you as being this very chilled person, but I think that sometimes, like I said, you might hide your crazy side. Not your crazy side, but you might hide that part of you that's just very like more intense, I guess you could say, from people sometimes. Or you hide it from your partner, and you kind of, yeah, you hide it from your partner from now, but then like maybe 6 months down the line, then you finally your actual true self, and people are like, what, like I didn't know you were actually like this, you know. And it's actually kind of funny. So yeah, let's see what else I'm getting. So it says good taste, we're alone, let's take it slow. And this is the Five of Pentacles that came in reverse. So people kind of feel like you are rushing to get in a relationship in a weird way, even though it says let's take it slow, and then it says you're super charm. It's so not like me. So, you know, maybe usually you're somewhere where it's like I want to take it slow, but like it seems like people just feel like once you get in a relationship, they feel like you're like a completely different person. Like people see you as someone where it's like, yeah, they feel like if you get in a relationship with someone, you're basically gonna cut everyone off, like you won't speak to anyone again. Like they just feel like, yeah, like maybe your life revolves around relationships sometimes. But at the same time, it's like, you thought I cared, don't you? So, you know, you're also a very sarcastic person sometimes, especially with the High Priestess in reverse, bro. We all know the High Priestess is sarcastic as H, bro. Like, bro, this person looks so sarcastic. Look how sarcastic they look right now. Like, I feel like you are super sarcastic, you know. You have a very dry humor as well. Yeah, Page of Pentacles in reverse. I get the vibe where it's like people feel like you have an older taste in partners. Like, you like older people. You like people that are, like, emotionally unavailable. And I think that's just how people see you, you know, like a very surface level where it's like they don't actually know you. So definitely this is like a stranger's first impression of you, where it's like they feel like you like people that have a lot of money, you like people that are, like I said, older than you, and you like things that aren't easy, you know, especially if you're an Aquarius, you know, like maybe you gave up a stable relationship for something that isn't stable, you know. And people kind of feel like, why would you do that, you know? But I think you just did it because you felt like it. It's like you wanted to be with this person, so you chose to be with them. And if you were bored of one person, you're bored of them. So people feel like you get bored very easily. And yeah, but talking about looks and physical stuff, I think you are very, very, very attractive, you know. Like I feel like you have such beautiful skin and like very glowy skin. You know, you probably do your makeup very well. You have nice eyebrows, you have a beautiful nose, beautiful lips. Like, bro, you just seem very like, ooh, damn, everyone wants to make out with you, everyone wants to be with you, period. Like very, very, very attractive, bro. Like look at this Queen of Wands, bro. Super attractive person, you know. Tamaf, okay, taking my hat off, Tamaf. But yeah, people also feel that sometimes you get very, like, you know, smitten, you get very lovesick sometimes. And yeah, people just feel like sometimes yeah, you make decisions in the heat of the moment sometimes. So you could definitely be someone where it's like sometimes your emotions like get the best of you sometimes. But yeah, they see you as someone where it's like in the past you used to be very like give up your life for people that you care about, but now you might be in the energy where it's like you rather would choose yourself. And I feel like people just see you as someone where it's like you're looking for someone that will basically build your life. People can see you maybe on dating sites, or they just feel like you're trying to find someone that can truly just like connect with you and love you and grow with you as well, you know. And yeah, people can see that you're manifesting a lot as well, definitely. And yeah, like I said, you choose yourself sometimes. Other times you choose other people, you put them before yourself, definitely. Sometimes you do that. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, sometimes you don't read the fine print in some things as well. So maybe sometimes people feel like you're very impulsive, yeah. A bit impulsive sometimes. Like you'll say that you love someone and then a week later you'll be like, what do you mean? Who was I talking about? What? You'll be like, bro, that was like that was a week ago. I don't love you anymore. Like, what do you mean? So it was like people are like, what? I thought you loved me. And then you're like, I did love you, but you know, so it's like people are like, what? It's like, yeah, they sometimes can't keep up with your emotions sometimes. People just want to know, how do you truly feel about them, you know? Like I think maybe you have a lot of friendships and relationships, and maybe have a lot of flings or something, and they just want to know where do you guys all stand, basically, you know. Maybe sometimes you string people along, or like I said, you could be involved in a third-party relationship. Maybe this person is wondering, if they leave their partner for you, like, are you gonna stay, or are you gonna like leave them, or like do you just like the thrill of it, basically, you know, because you seem very impulsive sometimes. But yeah, like I'm getting like what's that Taylor Swift song where it's like, cause darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream, and it's gonna be forever, oh it's gonna go down fair. I'm gonna link the song below, I forgot the name, but like yeah, like, and the, oh wait, I'm sorry, Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Cause she's dead. Oh, ooh, but look what you made me do, yeah. But okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. Pile number 6. That is how people see you. Let me know if it resonated and comment down other videos. Love you loads. Okay guys, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Please leave other video suggestions down below as well, and remember to follow me on Instagram. I do free readings every now and then, and I do daily pick a card readings. I actually didn't post one today, so I'm probably gonna do that after this video. But yeah, I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Okay.